And then you discover, of course, the assumption behind that is that whatever a liberal democracy does, by definition, is ethically okay because liberal democracies are good. But if a country is run by a communist party is by definition evil, and because it is evil, whatever it picks up is ethically wrong. Right? You keep drilling down and you get to the deeper assumptions. Then the rest of the world, of course, has to make then a decision. Is it only okay to cooperate with liberal democracies? And is it ethically wrong to cooperate with communist party systems? And then the situation becomes even more complex if you look at it in terms of their behavior and accountability, right? How do these different systems perform ethically, right? And the remarkable thing, if you compare the performance of the, let's say, the United States system and the Chinese system in terms of improving the well-being of their people, which is at the end of the day what you define whether a system is good or bad, the United States is the only modern developed country where the average income of the bottom 50% has gone down over a 30-year period after 1980. By contrast, the bottom 50% of China have seen the greatest improvement ever in their standard of living since Chinese history began in the last 30 years. So you have a system that is performing extremely well in terms of improving the well-being of the bottom 50%, and a system that has basically damaged the well-being of its bottom 50%. And you say one is ethical, one is not ethical. One is not ethical. I bring this dimension to you to tell you that when people say it's a very simple case of yes, whatever a liberal democracy does is right, whatever a communist party system does is wrong, it's not so simple to explain. And at the end of the day, behind all these efforts to what I call to try to demonize China in some ways, there is a political impulse that's driving it. It's not just being driven by other factors. So that's in the Huawei dimension. Now let me turn to another. I'm going to go to some very sensitive dimensions, and please forgive me.